And here is the Artist's Almanac for February 1st, 2018. It's the birthday of American film director John Ford, born in Cape Elizabeth, Maine, in 1894. Ford is renowned both for westerns such as Stagecoach and The Searchers, as well as literary adaptations such as The Grapes of Wrath. His 4 Academy Awards for Best Director remain a record, and one of the films for which he won the award, How Green Was My Valley, also won Best Picture. In a career that spanned more than 50 years, Ford directed more than 140 films, and he is widely regarded as one of the most important and influential filmmakers of his generation. Ford's influence can be best summarized by Martin Scorsese. He is the essence of classical American cinema. Any serious person making films today, whether they know it or not, is affected by Ford. It's also the birthday of the King of Hollywood, William Clark Gable, born in 1901 in Cadiz, Ohio. Gable began his career as a stage actor and appeared as an extra in silent films between 1924 and 1926, and progressed to supporting roles with a few films for MGM in 1931. The next year, he landed his first leading Hollywood role, and over the next 3 decades, became a leading man in more than 60 motion pictures. Gable won an Academy Award for Best Actor for It Happened One Night, and was nominated for leading roles in Mutiny on the Bounty, and for his perhaps best-known role as Rhett Butler in Gone with the Wind. Gable appeared opposite some of the most popular actresses of the time. Joan Crawford was his favorite actress to work with, on and off the screen, and she was partnered with Gable in 8 films. Myrna Loy worked with him 7 times, and he was paired with Jean Harlow in 6 productions. Also starred with Lana Turner in 4 features and Norma Shearer and Ava Gardner in 3 each. Gable's final film, The Misfits, united him with Marilyn Monroe, which was her last completed screen appearance as well. Gable is considered one of the most consistent box office performers in history, and was named the 7th greatest male star of classic American cinema by the American Film Institute. Lastly, it's the birthday of American poet and author Langston Hughes, born on this day in Joplin, Missouri in 1902. Hughes was an innovator of jazz poetry and a prominent leader of the Harlem Renaissance of the 1920s and 30s. Hughes's family history was complicated, as his paternal great-grandmothers were slaves, while both of his paternal great-grandfathers were slave owners in Kentucky. Hughes was raised by his grandmother, Mary Patterson, after his single mother left to find work. Mary Patterson was one of the first women of any race to attend Oberlin College and was principally responsible for exposing Hughes to poetry, literature, history, and the arts. Through the Black American oral tradition and drawing from the activist experiences of her generation, Mary Patterson instilled in her grandson a lasting sense of racial pride. Hughes spent most of his childhood in Lawrence, Kansas, and in his 1940 autobiography, The Big C, he wrote, "I was unhappy for a long time and very lonesome living with my grandmother. Then it was that books began to happen to me, and I began to believe in nothing but books and the wonderful world in books, where, if people suffered, they suffered in beautiful language, not in monosyllables, as we did in Kansas." Hughes left behind an impressive body of work, 11 plays, countless works of prose, an acclaimed autobiography, and perhaps most importantly, a tremendous body of poetry, much of which is still poignant a century later. On September 22, 2016, his poem, I, Too, was printed on a full page of the New York Times in response to the riots of the previous day in Charlotte, North Carolina. Let me read it for you. I, too, sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I, too, am America. Thanks for listening. Be kind, do good work, and until next time.